Hey, this is Healthy Life Designing, and I'm your host, Darian. Today on the show, we have Marci Hedderson-Carroll. She is the creator and owner of Geode Yoga and Fitness. So today we're talking about a really cool place in Chillicothe. It's brand new, but you're going to need to watch more to see what it's all about when we come back.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Hey there guys, welcome back. This is Healthy Life Designing, and we have our guest joining us. Thank you so much for being here, Marci.
Thank you for asking me.
Oh my gosh, how great is, everything about what you're doing. And the audience doesn't know, but she and I connected over the phone and we just hit it off right away, and we have got a ton of things in common. But what I found the most interesting about you was your history and all of the incredible things that you've done. So wherever you started and what do you do now, I think is so interesting for people to know.
So I had a 30-year career for the State Highway Patrol doing IT work, networking, and I just retired from there a few years ago. And from the traveling a lot, my back was causing a lot of problems for me. So I dove deeper into yoga, which I had dabbled in, as a child and growing up, and had worked in yoga on and off. But I dove into teacher training to cure my back because I knew that if I committed to that I would make myself go. And I really had no intention of teaching yoga until I cured myself, and then I have to share this with people. So that's where I am right now. And then, things started to spiral from there. Apparently I'm good at teaching because I have a huge following and they wanted more of me. So I was traveling to different cities to teach and thought I would just maybe bring people to my space.
Well, and when you were doing the training, you had zero, you did not want to teach it at all.
Mm-mm. No, I had no intention of teaching at all.
You just jumped into it because you wanted to learn how to heal your own body.
Right. And the hot yoga I was drawn to because of the infrared lights, because I tore a shoulder lifting weights years ago. So I made a little unit out of infrared lights and literally healed my shoulder with the light. So I sought out yoga that offered the facilities that offered something like that because I just knew that it would penetrate the skin and heal my body. So that's even more that I want to teach people about. Can you talk a little bit about that? Sure. So infrared heat actually penetrates into the skin about 3 to 6 inches. So it helps with detoxification of the organs. It also helps with muscle and tendon tissue in healing, repairing. So it also helps you become more flexible.
Right.
Yeah.
And are those hot?
They can be hot, but you don't really feel the heat. It's more of now it heats whatever is under it, but it's not like hot air blowing on you. So the heat, it's a healing heat. It just feels amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how often are you teaching now?
Well, I'm beginning to teach 3 days a week. We're curating schedules, so yeah, I'm hoping to teach 3 days a week. And then we're going to offer aerial training, which is going to hang from the ceiling. So those are hammocks, and that would be amazing too.
Yeah. What when you got this idea, I want to talk a little bit about the dome, but not all of it. I don't want to give all of it away just yet. But what gave you, like, when you started doing the yoga, where were you teaching originally?
I was in a downtown studio in Columbus, and then I started teaching at a studio in Athens, a downtown studio in Chillicothe, downtown studio in Lancaster.
That's
So,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. So you were floating around in 3 different cities.
I was.
Which is a lot of work
It's
too.
a lot, yeah. But I'm also working in Cleveland part-time and Columbus part-time. I still am a contractor for the government, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're doing like 50 plus hours a week
That's
right now.
That's kind of who I am. I think it's 80 plus
yeah.
a week.
But when you love what you do and you're helping other
easier.
people, it's a lot easier.
The reward is definitely there.
So what took this idea of a dome to
in the woods?
Yeah.
So I love to hike. I love to be in nature. I know how hiking and being in nature calms me. I know how it makes me feel. It helps bring me clarity. I used to run and stop and do meditation in the woods. And I would go to downtown studios in the summertime and turn the heat on, and it just seemed weird. Especially in the summertime. And I love to do yoga outside. I love to do it in the hot, sweaty sun. The bugs are a factor. So I was trying to think of ways to bring people to nature so they didn't have to, you could go to a downtown studio on every corner now. I think yoga is so accessible everywhere, which is fantastic.
Right.
But if you want to connect more with nature, I wanted to offer something that would bring people, to that. So that you could have the best
it's
of
grounding
both.
and it's tranquil and it's peaceful and just being in nature. Well, it's free too.
Right.
Your setting is for free.
Yeah.
But your location is extra special.
You have to climb like 81 stairs.
Yes.
To get to it, but it's not a hard climb. It's a gradual. It's a stroll. But
and your location. There's a reason why you chose your
the
location.
Sacred grounds and the heritage. Chillicothe is going to be part of the World Heritage Site, hoping completed by 2023. So the grounds there are sacred and we're right behind Tecumseh Outdoor Theater. So there's
which is
there's
just
a lot
crazy.
Of history
I
there.
remember going to see Tecumseh when I was a kid and how it was set up, and that's just so crazy that it's literally right around the corner from that.
Yeah. And there's 8 counties, I guess, 8 or 9. I don't want to misquote, but I think there's 8 or 9 counties that are part of the sacred heritage that's being looked at worldwide.
Okay. So what happens with that? What does that mean?
So those sites like Stonehenge and places that people visit in the world where there are ancient people that left, the Egyptian pyramids, those types of sites that the date, is predated back before we even knew what civilization was. They're finding, in the mounds, the Indian mounds. Well, they are calling that native mounds. Those cultures are being celebrated, but they're also finding their way on the world map because of the ancient history. So there's a lot coming this way for that.
Okay. Yeah, I've been doing some researching my own of my property and the family where I live, and it's pretty interesting. Once you really start digging deep, you find that you might be onto something pretty special.
Right.
So what else can you tell us about the yoga, and how many different instructors? So are you just completely on your own? Do you have people that work with you or for you?
I have people that work with me and people that work for me. Some are, have been teaching for 20 some years, and then others not so much. But I also allow anyone to come and rent the dome and do a pop-up class or a workshop or retreats. So it's open to anyone that wants to teach there, not just my team. But
exactly.
I do have an amazing team, but not just my team, but to anyone.
And so when did this start? When did you open?
October.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gone a little crazy just from October, but
but you're booking up
ride.
fast.
Booking up fast.
And so you offer.
So I offer weekend retreats for anyone that wants to rent it. I also offer, corporations for team building getaways, or for workshops. Anyone that wants to host a private lesson there, and they can even choose an instructor for that. I mean, it's pretty endless. I've actually had people ask for weddings, which I'm considering, maybe just the ceremony, but not reception type thing. But because it's so beautiful. And then during the week, we'll offer classes
Okay.
all week long.
Right.
So maybe even leave a couple days open for pop-up classes as well. So, yeah.
And how big is this?
The dome?
Mm-hmm.
It's 36 feet in diameter, and it has 20-foot high ceilings, so 2 stories high.
That's just incredible.
The window is like 30 by 15 feet, I think, of a total view of the woods.
Right.
Yeah.
And how are people finding you?
A lot of people are finding us on social media. Social media seems to be a hit. But we do have a website. You can look on the website, geodeyogafitness.com, or they can email, with any questions with info@geodeyogafitness.com. But Instagram seems to be reaching people from the West Coast, and we just had a booking from New Mexico yesterday.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so it's really starting to make
wow.
its transition.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, I think we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I would love if you would, get more into the history of how and the whys of the dome and kind of where it really is in the woods and why. And we're going to have some more of that when we come back.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I'm a recovering addict. For 10 of the last 11 years, I've been struggling with addiction, homelessness, incarceration, and just loneliness. However, since getting clean, this past year I've accomplished more than I have in those 10 years combined. After attending outpatient counseling services, inpatient counseling services, living in a sober living house, and attending 12-step meetings, I've been able to regain control of my life and begin to achieve goals I've always dreamed of. Addiction can destroy lives in many ways. Whether you need help with childcare or financial assistance, everyone deserves a new beginning. Recovery supports are just that, supports for recovery. My life mattered. Your life matters too.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Dagger Law has been part of the Lancaster community for more than 110 years. This is where we live and work. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and all around town. We consider our clients as friends, and we walk alongside you through challenging times. Whether you're a growing business, a changing family, facing litigation, planning your future, or dealing with land issues, we're right here. We are local. We are trusted. We are experienced. Dagger Law.
Hey guys, we're back. This is Healthy Life Designing, and we are continuing our conversation that we started with Marci Hedderson-Carroll. She's the creator and owner of Geode Yoga and Fitness, an amazing, cool place in Chillicothe, Ohio, which you're going to want to check out after you watch this show. Can you talk about how and why you chose the place for this geodome?
So the area is family-owned property. I wanted to get closer to my mother. She's getting up there in age, so I wanted to be near her, but not feel like I was encroaching on her. So I thought this was a great way for me to be there for her and still let her have her space. So thank you, Joan.
Joan. But so how many acres is it?
My dome is on 12 acres.
12 acres, okay. And can you kind of give people a visual, like walk us through kind of what you see? I mean, can you see it if you're driving past the location? Do you know where it is?
It sneaks up on you. So as you are approaching, you'll see the sign first, and then it's kind of nestled in this hill. So the parking lot's at the bottom, and then you'll see the stairs that climb up the hill, and then you'll see the dome. I think you can sort of see the top of the dome as you're driving in, but if you really don't know what you're looking for, then it just kind of peeks out around the mountain.
Okay.
So it's nestled in between two hillsides. So
and then how many stairs did you say?
81 stairs.
See,
yeah,
I think that is really exciting because
so it's
I
quite
love
the workout.
stairs. Yes.
Yeah, and I love it when they get to the top of the stairs and they're a little bit out of breath, but then the next time they come back, they say, "I didn't have to stop this time." So I love when I hear that. It does.
Right,
it
within
does.
a challenge.
It is.
Is there a trail that goes around everything?
There are some trails on the property. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can opt to walk up the hill versus the stairs. So that's an option. Yeah.
And you and I were talking about how it was created. So you say that there's a kit.
Mm-hmm.
And so did you just order it?
I ordered the kit, yes. I researched and researched and researched, and I found a company out west that it's a family-owned business. It's been in business for 25 years. So they were really helpful in helping with my decision, as far as the size and such. So I had an awesome team of friends, crew, help us put it together. There were about 30 people. And there's a video on Instagram if you'd like to watch the dome rising, we called it, for the longest time. It's pretty amazing. And then we had an our opening grand launch was DJ Taz Rashid. So he's an international DJ where we did a sound off where we wear headphones. So
that would be so
and music,
cool.
Yeah, where I'm cueing through the headset as well, and then he did an hour-long meditation, and he's coming back. So,
oh my gosh,
yeah, and again and again and again. So
you have 30 people.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take?
2 days.
Two
full days to get it erected.
So did you have to bring in other? Like
we had to use
to wrap
a lift.
my mind. Okay.
Yeah, there was a lot of heavy equipment that had to be. Yeah, and it was a lot of calculation and a map we had to follow, but it was a good team building experience.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
What are the materials made out of?
So it's made of metal, the steel rods, and then I increased the size of those so that we could hang hammocks from it. So yeah, and there's also you can do overnights in it too. I have hammocks that hang all around it as well. We could feature that. And then the material is a polyester coated vinyl. So it's a tent.
Okay,
it's a thick. It feels like a thick plastic, but there is fabric in it. So.
And then it's attached or anchored into the ground.
It's anchored on a 36-foot deck.
Okay.
Yeah. So the deck kind of suspends over a cliff,
mm-hmm.
and it has a wood-burning fireplace in it.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And then when you do the hot yoga in there, because there isn't any places within this dome that air can seep out.
No.
It's just...
Well, I mean, where it's clipped on the bottom somewhat, it can't escape. I don't think it was meant to be heated quite as high as I like the heat.
Right.
So, and then the added infrared helps.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so say you get a lot of rain or snow, things like that, is it the way that it's made, it probably wouldn't even lay on the top of it, right? It just rolls right off.
As soon as I turn the heat on, the snow just kind of drifts away.
And
the rain is amazing too. Just to hear rain in there is amazing too.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah,
I love all of what you're doing. Can you talk about any of your recent retreats or workshops, like a little bit more in depth to give mm-hmm. people more of an idea of behind what those really are?
Yeah, I've had a lot of yogis rent the space for weekend-long retreats where they come and do workshops. They do a lot of yoga. They do some meditation. I've even had a sound bath recently, which was done with crystal bowls, which was pretty amazing. The sound would travel from one ear to the other. The sound in the dome is pretty fantastic too. You would have to come hear it to really get the depth of what the sound and how it travels. And the reason I picked the dome is because I study some of sacred geometry, and healers believe that domes help reorganize the cells in the body to bring energetic balance, in a healthy way.
Wow.
So that was part of the reason I picked a dome.
And it's white.
It's white.
And I think there's some sort of connection there with it being white.
Well, white is a healing white.
Okay.
Yeah, and it also is the color of the crown chakra, so that's part of that. I know my mother said, "Why can't it be green?" I didn't want it to fade into the woods. I wanted it to be seen.
It pops. And
it's very light and bright in there, too, so it's pretty amazing. You have to just come and see it.
And then the workshops?
So I have curated workshops all year round. And you just have to check the schedule for those, and it's rentable for workshops as well. A lot of people bring their talents to the Dome and share with their community or their tribe, whatever they call it.
And what are some of the workshops you guys have already?
So what I have coming up is we're doing an isometric pose lab. So we work on building strength and confidence. And then I'm curating a workshop for overcoming under-earning. So I'm targeting women who struggle with asking for more and trying to give them ways to ask for what they want without being too, bossy, I guess. Or how women are,
Right, because you're
sometimes.
worried about asking for things that
Right,
you want because you don't want to come off as pushy or demanding.
Right. So we're going to
or-
have like a hot seat where you can bounce your ideas off people. So almost like a practice session
Okay.
with other women. We're going to be doing some live podcasting there coming up. Live acoustic events with yoga.
That
is a
probably
big
sound
thing.
amazing.
The sound baths that are coming up. We have some more workshops coming up for caregivers where we're going to work to help calm them through essential oils and massage and meditation.
Okay.
So there's a whole slew of things. Yeah, and possibilities are endless, really.
Okay. What has been your favorite part of this whole process?
Watching it develop and people coming together. I think there's a lot of competition in the world, and unfortunately I'm seeing that in the yoga world too, I think, because it's become so popular. So I wanted to build a place that everyone could bring their people and we could all share in it and not feel like we have to compete. Just a way of bringing people together. That's what I've enjoyed the most. And I love to see their faces when they come in and I start talking.
They light up.
I start talking right away, but everyone's like,
Trying
I'm
to
like,
take
oh, I
it
forgot,
all
you've
in.
never been here.
Yeah.
And you can just feel the energy of the place and the vibe of the place as soon as you walk in. So.
I feel like it would be a good place for someone that may have had like PTSD or something.
Yeah, that's on the horizon too, to have
I
people
can
work
only
with that.
imagine, because you really need to get back to the grounding so badly, and to have something like that, you could rent it out and have your own little
specialty people that can deal with trauma. And I know several people that know how to do that. So we're curating things all the time.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
I'm sure it's just going to continue.
Yeah, it's a healing place, and I think it's not just a healing place, but it's a beautiful place. So I think it can reach so many people, so many different types of people.
Absolutely. And then your aerial yoga, you're going to be, you're in the making of that. And so, by the time people watch the show, you may have already underwent your training and be hanging from the dome.
Yes. And that's for everyone too. And I really somewhat want to just put people in hammocks with the sound off system and just guide them through meditation. Maybe rock them a little bit.
Well, and I love this so much because I love things that are different and outside of the box.
I do too.
It's totally outside of the box, but it's health and wellness. And the fact that you're just allowing it to become kind of what it is and growing it organically and building a community with people is really on the show. I feel like that's what we talk about all the time is relationships
It's
and building
so important,
community
and connection.
And connection in the right way.
Humans need that, especially now, I feel that we've become a little too isolated because of all the negativity. So I'm trying to bring some positivity and have a safe place for people to come and feel safe and want to come.
When people already know the somewhat of the vicinity, if they've known the Tecumseh and the show and all of that, which, like I said, I remember watching when I was a kid. But is there anything else that we haven't mentioned yet that you would love to share?
I don't really think, other than, we would like to help all people. So we see all ages of people, all walks of life, executives, professionals, working class, laborers, bodybuilders, runners, bikers, that just want to find a stress-free place. But not just that, but to learn a healthy lifestyle. And I think it can produce balance and movement in their life that, it could just be something that they're missing. And it's just a fantastic way to calm the nervous system and help with stress, because there's so much stress in the world too.
And trying something new. And I say
stepping out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
Yes.
But there's so much growth in just trying something new, whether it's the yoga part or just going out to visit it, I think would be such a great experience in itself, and the beauty in it is amazing.
A lot of selfies are being taken in
yeah.
the dome.
Yeah, it's a really cool area. Yeah. We have just a few more minutes. I wanted to ask you if, would you have changed anything? You were in the Ohio State Highway Patrol for 30 years. Would you have changed anything? Like, do you think that do you wish that you would have gotten into fitness a little earlier?
Well, I was always into fitness, so that was part of who I was. But no, I think I learned a lot about myself through sticking with a career for 30 years. I was able to retire young, so I vested pretty early. I did learn a little bit how to stand up for myself in a man's world because I was one of the first females, so that's what I wanted to talk about in one of my workshops. So I feel like I can help women as well to feel empowered because I went through transition in that, and the structured environment helped keep me. Now that I'm not in that structured environment, I'm a little all over the place. So looking back at that, that probably helped me quite a bit more than I realized. So no, I don't really have any regrets. So.
Okay. Well, if anybody would like to find out more about the location or how they can sign up for a workshop, can you let the folks know where they can go?
Absolutely. They can visit our website at www.geodeyogafitness.com. We're on Facebook if you just look for @ Geode Dome. And Instagram is geode.yoga.fitness.
There you have it, everybody. We are going to end the show now. But make sure you check out Marci Hedderson-Carroll's. If I can say your name right, they might know where to look for you.
Just say Marci Carroll's fine.
Just Marci. Marci Carroll. And we will see you soon.